what kind of mindset a person should have to become a business coach?
We look at somebody like Sachin Tendulkar. We look at somebody like Barack Obama. We look at somebody like a Winston Churchill, and it's very rarely that is spoken about that he had a mentor.
Yeah.
Right? So anybody who takes the external help can bring in a lot of transformation. In India, there are about 9.9 crore registered MSMEs. Every business owner who has gone into business, I think, is the biggest risk taker on this planet.
Why do some second generation businesses struggle while they have the resources?
What does the second generation want? What does today's generation want? Is connect with people who are more successful than us. We all work towards that same mission of helping entrepreneurs.
True.
Let's continue working with them and let them all scale up.
While this episode is for the family businesses, the younger generations, the second generation, who's a young entrepreneur, is also watching this episode and feeling uncertain, what should you want to tell them who is completely uncertain about joining his father's business or a family business? Is there a particular message that you would like to give to the second generation who is looking at this episode and wanting to decide?
Couple of things. One, don't change something that is not broken.
Okay.
Right? There's some things that are working well in your current business, so don't
Yes.
change them.
Yeah.
Accept that there is a huge road ahead of them. Accept that they will get their time to implement their ideas and thoughts. Accept that the world, and I think we're blessed in terms of the world that we're living in, the kind of opportunity India will provide and the global market will give to India. Accept that the opportunities are going to be huge and humongous. Accept that this is not the only business that I would want to do. Because now your family has brought this business to a certain stage. The baton is being transferred. For some, the baton will transfer in a minute. And I'll give you an example out here. I was with this young lady,
Okay.
and she's all about 28 years old. She's taken on the reins from her father. And the day the father handed over the reins, he said, I am out of this business. Right? He's gone and become a music composer.
Oh, wow.
Nowhere related to the business that he's in. Is he still a mentor? Yes, but only when asked for advice. Right? But there are other businesses where the first generation stays on till the end of their life.
Right.
So both situations exist. Let's accept that these are realities. Now that you have a business on a platter, how will you grow it? And because the business has given you some resources, how will you execute your next big independent idea? We talk about autopilots.
Yes.
So this business has to get into an autopilot where it does not require your day-to-day attention.
True.
But what will you do with the time and money and the energy that you have? Can I implement it somewhere? Can I start the second business? Can I start the third business? So that's my singular message to the young second generation entrepreneur who is uncertain of coming into his family business, that come back, take this business to the next step, have patience, your time will come, and also think about what can you do to build the second and the third business.
Okay. So the next question that comes to my mind is, have you seen like transformation actually? It could be something which is different, but how does it actually look like when you work with a company over the time? For business owners' point of view, from the outside audience point of view, how does it look like?
Transformation is visible.
Okay.
Truly, truly visible. What does a business owner have? He has the passion, he has the drive. Right? He may not have the vision, right? But he really wants to do it.
True.
Because every business owner who has gone into business, I think, is the biggest risk taker on this planet.
True.
Otherwise, why would you leave a comfortable corporate job and come into a business and in the uncertainty of entrepreneurship. So he has taken that risk. Now, having taken that risk, he wants to make it happen.
Yes.
Nobody has taught him on how to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably doesn't have a vision.
Yes.
No fault of his. He or she, and I'm using the he not from a masculine perspective, but from a very gender neutral perspective.
Yes.
He wants to grow. He wants to do a lot of things. He spends all those 3 kinds of sleepless nights that we spoke about some time back. But therein, he takes the biggest risk of his life.
Okay.
And the biggest risk of his life is to seek outside help.
True.
None of us human beings want to accept ever that we are incomplete. We feel we are complete and we know it all.
Yeah.
That's the biggest risk he takes.
Mm-hmm.
And that biggest risk is the biggest responsibility that not only me, but my clan of business coaches, we all have. It is not the money. It is his success, his trust that he has bestowed on us to become the person he always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there are a lot of good business coaches in the country, and all of them are doing some great job. But like any other profession, there are people who are not up to the mark, and I'm
Yeah.
not getting there. So this person gets a business coach.
Mm-hmm.
Can a business coach change his business?
Ideally, no.
Never. Right? The business coach can give him a roadmap,
Mm-hmm.
can help him with his visioning,
Yeah.
can hold him accountable. But the change, the execution will have to be done by the entrepreneur.
Yes.
That's the second risk he takes. To listen to the business coach and follow the roadmap that he's been given.
Very good.
That's where again the previous point comes up of the on and the in the business.
Yeah.
Right? But when he takes both those risks,
Mm-hmm.
and he has got a good business coach with him, transformation truly happens. I've seen businesses who are doing about 3-4 crore for about multiple years,
Mm-hmm.
catapult into a 16, 17, 20 crore business in 3 years.
Great.
Right? I've seen businesses where one of the directors was heading sales.
Mm-hmm.
During the coaching practice, he realized he's not the best salesperson. I hired an expensive sales resource and business doubled.
True. I
I have seen businesses where the vision, the clarity of that vision is so powerful that they know what needs to be achieved in 3-5 years' time. I have seen businesses where the business owner has come and told me, don't ever think about letting go of this engagement while we have grown, but we need to grow together because I need to climb the next ladder.
True.
So businesses look very, very different because what has the business coach brought in? He's brought in clarity. He's brought in systems. He's brought in processes. And he and the business owner both have worked on the mindset of the business owner.
Yeah.
Right? The business owner can't, the coach can't do it. It's the
True.
entrepreneur who has to do
True.
it. So businesses have looked very different. And a lot of successful businesses. And why successful businesses? We look at somebody like a Roger Federer. We look at somebody like a Sachin Tendulkar. We look at somebody like a Barack Obama. We look at somebody like a Winston Churchill, and it's very rarely that is spoken about that he had a mentor.
Yeah.
Right? So anybody who takes the external help can bring in a lot of transformation. And honestly, Tripta, I've seen so many such transformations. And I think that's the biggest blessing that I have in life,
True.
to see those transformations.
I have partially gone through transformations. I'm not reached the complete transformation myself as a business owner. For me, the transformation was always chaotic in the start, fun-loving or exciting in the mid, and the last phase brings up what next,
Correct.
right?
I think you put it very aptly. Yeah.
So each phase gives you different challenges.
Yeah.
Each phase gives you different problems, different solutions. So it's a beautiful journey again.
Correct. It's absolutely a beautiful journey. And the day you reach that what next stage, I think you've evolved into a true entrepreneur. Because while you know that the current model has challenges,
Yeah.
the current model will have its set of problems, but you're no longer looking inward into those problems because they will come and go. Right? You have to look at the bigger picture, that what next for me?
True.
And what is the next level of challenge that I'm going to face? And I use the statement very frequently with a lot of my clients when they ask me that how long should a business coaching engagement last?
That's a very valid question.
Right? Very valid question. I say it's up to you because every new solution will bring in its own set of problems. Right? So when you scale up, you have a different set of problems.
True.
You have overcome the past. So yes, it is that what next which will drive a true entrepreneur.
While we have talked a lot about the business side, the business people around, the second generation, the first generation, I believe you are also now focused at helping creating more an army of business coaches
Yeah.
and trainers. Why is that shift so important from your Atora in terms of when I say that from a business aspect, people opting for being a business owner has also increased. Why do you feel this is so important?
Look at the changing landscape of India. Till 30, 40 years back, entrepreneurship was not such a great name, right?
True.
Now, today, everyone wants to become an entrepreneur. The knowledge, the exposure to getting external help has increased. That's one side of the story. The second side of the story is in India, there are about 9.9 crore registered MSMEs, right? And these are only the registered MSMEs. There are hundreds of businesses which have not registered on the Udyam portal. The last data that I had was about 65% of India's GDP was being contributed by the entrepreneurs. It's not the corporates. It's the entrepreneurs. The types and varieties of businesses have increased over time. We discussed in the past that the external environments have changed significantly. I want to be that light, that beacon, which makes all these entrepreneurs successful. That is the singular mission that we have as an organization, that how do I help entrepreneurs achieve their potential? Can I do it alone? How many lives can I touch alone as far as the transformation process is concerned? We do books, we do Facebook Lives, we do knowledge sessions, we do all of that. But there has to be somebody who will have to handhold that entrepreneur into the success journey, into the transformation journey. I can't do it alone. I want to build in, like you use the word army, an army of business coaches, army of consultants, army of trainers who are coming in of a certain pedigree.
True.
Coming in, working with these entrepreneurs, helping them achieve the potential that they deserve. They're the biggest risk takers. They've given up everything and joined their entrepreneurship journey. They need help. So can I build that platform? Can I build that army of coaches and consultants and trainers to come and join this movement? Because this has to be a movement. And this movement will have its long-term implications of the India growth journey. This will have a long-term implication on the individual entrepreneur's growth journey. This will have a long-term impact on the amount of people that the entrepreneur is employing. So the employment rates growth journey. I can't do it alone. As much as I want to have 46 hours in a day, I can't do it alone. I want to build that army of coaches and consultants. We have started working on that journey, and God willing, in the next few years, we will have that. If not that 9 crore, can I touch 9 lakhs? Can I touch 90,000 entrepreneurs in a year? That's the passion I believe in, and that's where I think all of us will grow together.
True.
And end of the day, who benefits the most? My dear country, India benefits the most.
So even in the point of what next, what do some like that when they want to give the baton to the next generation. Why do some second generation businesses struggle while they have the resources and they have the vision? Why is there always a juggle between or a struggle between the generations?
Very unfair to blame only the second generation. What does the second generation want? What does today's generation want?
Stability,
And freedom,
freedom.
right? Want to implement their own ideas. So when I put you into a cage as a second generation entrepreneur and say, this cage is my business and you have to operate from this cage, how do you feel that parrot feels? How do you feel that pigeon feels? When I know I can fly, when I know I can do a lot of things, I can bring in a lot of competencies, I can bring in a lot of ideas, but you're caging me in.
True.
Right? So it's not the only fault of the second generation. But having said that, second generation have their challenges as well.
True.
And one of the challenges is the journey. They will never take the journey of an entrepreneur, the first generation entrepreneur. The first generation entrepreneur had nothing. They had to look for the investments, they had to look for the people, they had to implement it. They were the solopreneurs. This is what I call the entrepreneur conundrum, that you're juggling multiple tasks and still at the end of the month worrying whether I can feed my family, whether I can pay my salaries. The second generation hasn't gone through those challenges at all, unless he starts his own business. But even then, he knows that the first generation is there to back him up. Right? So, to be committed to the journey, to accept that he has been given a ladder where he doesn't have to start from zero. He's already been put on level 3 or level 4, but the ladder still needs to be climbed, and there is a way forward. Unless he develops that vision, they will always struggle to continue with the family business and take on the baton from the first generation. So one has to let go. The second has to accept that the first generation has done something exceptionally well to bring the business to that stage of level 3, level 4. But that is not the end game. To learn the tricks, learn the trades, and to take it forward by accepting both of them is the struggle that they will go through. If they're not willing to accept that, they will always struggle.
While I take this message a very powerful one, where you want to bring in an impact at the level of a country or a level of a global recognition for the country. You may also mention in between there has to be a certain pedigree.
Yep.
There has to be a certain mindset for people. You yourself would have seen different people through different journeys.
Yeah.
So what is that mindset which is needed for becoming a coach, for becoming a mentor to a business owner who is going through a lot and he's looking up to you from all aspects, from guidance, from maybe accountability, and also somewhere in terms of an ownership. So what kind of mindset a person should have to become a business coach?
Can I ask you a counter question?
Sure, absolutely.
Are you an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Are you in the entrepreneurship journey to make money? We all are, right? We all want to make money.
Yes.
But what gives you the greatest joy?
When a client likes or gets the outcome that he's expecting from the marketing activities that we do.
Absolutely, right? We are all there to make money. We are all commercial organizations. We have a family to take care of. We have people to feed. We have our personal goals to achieve.
True.
As a business coach, if making money is your topmost priority, don't become a business coach. You have to have 3 characteristics embedded within you if you ever want to become a business coach. One is respect. You have to respect every entrepreneur that you ever deal with. I've heard of this from somebody. He's been in business for 20 years. His turnover is only 2 crores. That respect is not there. He may have his own journey. He may have his own problems, but he still achieved 2 crores, right? So first is respect. Second, from a business coaching practice, the second biggest thing that you need to understand is you're there to help. You are getting into this journey to help another entrepreneur achieve his goals. Your goals are secondary. Your goals is the outcome of him achieving his primary goals.
True.
Right? So you have going there as a with the help mindset. And third, empathy. Understand that the reason why he's seeking help is because of the situation he is in. We have no right to belittle that person and say, I can't help you and why are you like this? I have no reason. So these 3 characteristics are, when I select a coach or a consultant, if you don't have these 3 characteristics, you don't qualify to become a coach. Second, having said that, these are softer skills. You need to also have some kind of a technical competency, and it has nothing to do with age related. I think you will make an excellent coach yourself.
Thank you.
Right? But to understand how a business works, to understand what is team management, to understand what is sales, to understand the basic fundamentals of the business. So you should have either been an entrepreneur itself or being in corporate world for a certain degree of time to be able to understand these nuances, because you're going to sit across maybe sometimes a 2 crore business owner, maybe sometimes 2,000 crore business owner. So he should be in a position to trust you.
True.
And to accept that what you say is for his benefit. So these are the couple of characteristics that you need to have as to become a business coach. If you don't have it, you can always develop. You want to join this movement, you're welcome. But develop these.
So it has been an interesting session with you. While I talk about the questions that have come to me, I often spend my time thinking about the business, and which is that one habit in our industry, I wouldn't say industry, but for an entrepreneur to maintain a calm mindset or think about new things. Is there something that you follow as a business owner?
Thank you, Tripta, for that fantastic question. Let's use an acronym for it.
Okay.
Right? DCAR.
Okay.
D standing for discipline. We all need to be disciplined in what we are doing, because every single day will bring in new challenges. So we need to be disciplined. We cannot today wake up and say, I don't want to go to work. Right? Second, consistent. When you're doing something, when you have decided to do something, do it consistently, because only consistency will bring you results. Right? Third, while you may have the best plan in place and the best vision in place and the best goal set in place, nothing transcends action. It is act. You have to act. Take action consistently. Right? Fourth, reset. There will be challenges in your business. There will be opportunities that are coming up. While you may have a strategic plan, there might be other opportunities that come up. You cannot be the horse with the blinkers and say, because I have decided this, I will do only this, I will ignore the other opportunities. So you need to be on a reset mode on a consistent basis. So DCAR is that acronym that I would give to all business owners as they scale up the business.
Which is that mode of, like, I read books. I consider resetting through or taking that option of learning something new by reading books. How do you reset yourself? How do you look up for inspirations?
So I am not a great reader, but I'm a great listener to books.
Okay.
Right? So I listen to a lot of books, and because of the time that I travel, I listen to a lot of books. So I think books can give you that kind of knowledge that no other article in this world can give you. So whether you read and you turn back the page and go back and read what you had read 2 days back, or I rewind and listen to what I had listened to some time back, that is one area that I think we have a commonality, though the modes may be different.
True.
The second, which we sometimes as entrepreneurs forget doing, but we should always be doing, is connect with people who are more successful than us.
Okay.
Because they've already walked that path.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get to know them and I get to know their journeys and I get to know how they have done, so that can give you a lot of insights into what are the things that you should do, and more importantly, what are the things you should not do. Yeah, so these are the two methods that I use on a consistent basis.
Great. Thank you so much for the time. And it has been great discussing things with you. And I'm certain enough that we will come back to this episodes and do a lot more insightful questions with forever.
Tripta, thank you so
Yes.
much. Completely indebted for giving, for discussing and bringing out those outcomes, right? We all work towards that same mission of helping entrepreneurs.
True.
Let's continue working with them and let them all scale up. Thank you
All
so
the
much.
best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.